EA Sports, it associates for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live second-round coverage of the BioWare Classic at the same time. That's a good start to the hole, right down the middle. Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot. Crucial eagle attempt on the way. This one just requires a little bit of focus. Just misses. Very well done. Almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
Just 5 feet left. Frank, this is a player in full flight right now.
It looks too easy right now.
On to the second hole, par 3 of 225 yards. Good hole, Frank.
It certainly is, and the two bunkers, one left and one right, they remind you where not to go, but they don't really encroach on the green. So, stay with a positive attitude on that tee, and you'll find that green is plenty big enough.
Continuing his fine play, another beautiful approach shot. Birdie try again here today. Not a real hard game, is it? Birdie to open. We're at the third hole now at the Wetlands. It's a par 4, 460 yards. Frank, you watched the Web.com Tour event down here, and what'd you see when the young Bombers came to this hole?
Oh, this is a hole they just love, Rich. You know, it's flat, it's long, and it's straight, so they just tee it up, aim it straight at the green, hit it as hard as they can. And some of these guys were just going in with an 8 or a 9 iron. It was quite amazing. And, of course, when you go with an 8 or a 9 iron into this hole,
good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
well, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot.
Frank, this is the kind of start every player wants.
Yeah, swinging it well. Certainly hitting the ball in the right place there. And, yep, good thing, too. He's actually putting well.
So a chance for birdie after another solid approach shot. And that's a birdie. Good look now at the fifth hole here at the Wetlands, par 5, and it's a good one, 635 yards.
There's something about a well-hit shot.
I mean, he just blasted it down the fairway, well over 325 yards. Now from a good position in the fairway, his second shot.
In the direction of the sand.
Looks like it. Third shot, looking for a good one. On the green, and looking at a birdie opportunity. He really likes this hole. Made birdie yesterday. Can he do it again today? That's good work by the former PGA teaching professional, one of the best instructors in the country, with a birdie, and now inside the cut line. Good strike, good lie, good chance to attack the pin. Slight waggle, relaxed arms, ready to go. Well, this is going to be an interesting day. The wind is howling, or as they would say in Scotland, just a wee breeze. Well, that is an exceptional shot on the green and in position for a birdie.
Yeah, it's a formality now.
Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Here's another scoring opportunity, Frank. A par 5. The 7th is just a shade under 600 yards.
And it bends gently to the left, Rich. Longer hitters can obviously get home, and nothing really to be worrying about with that second shot if you can reach. The wetlands are well to the right of this hole and really shouldn't cause you any problems whatsoever.
That's a good shot right there, about 10 feet away. He'll have a good chance. Shouldn't be a problem here. The birdies are nice, but eagles are better. On to the 8th. It's a par 3, 203 yards. What's going on here, Frank?
Interesting par 3, really. It looks anything other than a straightaway hole. That bunker short of this green gives you like an optical illusion. You think it's lapping up with the front of this green, but there's actually sort of 3 or 4 yards before you get to the putting surface. A little bit of a drop off behind this green, and it narrows out the deeper the green gets. So a tricky little par 3.
Oh, just a superb shot.
You're not going to see much better than that all day today.
No problems there.
Yeah, keeps the round going, keeps the momentum on his side.
Finishing up the front side here at the Wetlands Golf and Country Club with a par 5, 621 yards. The 9th hole, Frank, is a muscular par 5, 621 yards.
You see why length is a huge advantage of this golf course, just under 7,700 yards. This hole here, another example, good tee shot. Perhaps think of going for the par 5 and 2, but a great collection of 3 bunkers that sort of annoy you with your layup there. Got to make sure you avoid all of those to leave yourself a nice little wedge shot in here if you can't reach it in 2.
Headed for the bunker. Just a bit offline and into the bunker. All right, so greenside bunker. What's he looking to do with this shot, Frank?
Well, really you have to look at the amount of green you got to play with. You don't have to try and fly the ball right by the flag. Allow it to run. Plus, if you can get it to run like a putt, you never know. It might just go in.
This for birdie. Right in the heart. Excellent front side. Trying to keep it going here on the second 9.
He's just playing beautifully, hitting so many good shots, giving himself so many opportunities. Can he keep it going?
This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
Rather nice shot, I would say.
He's making the game look very simple right now. See it, hit it, and he's got it right on track. And getting ready for the putt. Par 4 11. Frank, we're looking at 443 yards.
Yeah, the Wetlands Golf Course is a really good driving course. This is another example here, Rich, where the fairway's just wide enough to reward a good tee shot, and then those two bunkers don't really come into play. But Wetlands becomes very difficult when you just start to stray a little bit off the fairway. Then you start to see why those bunkers are put there.
Ready for his second shot, trying to knock it on the green. Early part of this back nine and a good approach shot. Now we'll have this for birdie. Birdie try again here today. Had a nice birdie on this hole yesterday. Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie. And what a day it's been. So on this back nine, we started with a par 3, then a par 4, and now we get to a par 5. The 12th is 576 yards.
Yeah, nice blend of holes there that you've just referenced. 11 bends to the left, consequently 12 will bend in the other direction. Good drive required. From there, just setting up perhaps 7 iron, 6 iron into a green that's sort of fairly uniform in shape and should present a birdie with a good second shot.
And a chance for eagle after that perfectly played shot.
It's an awkward length.
All right, good putt.
The rhythm of that stroke. Didn't try and bash it in the back.
Here we go at the par 4 13th, 452 yards. What's the best angle of attack?
The straight line really is the best way here, like a lot of holes on the golf course. But straight, as we know, is not often easy. Fairway does start to widen up the further out there you get it. So for the longer hitters, this hole actually plays relatively easy. For the shorter hitters in that narrow area, that'll leave you a lengthy second shot where you just might have to bisect the two front greenside bunkers.
That is an absolute seed. I mean, he just ripped a bullet down the fairway. Oh my goodness, 375 yards. Outstanding strike right there, right off the center of the club face, and a good chance for birdie. Settles in over the putt. And he has it for birdie. Moving on to the tricky 14th here at the Wetlands. It's 204 yards, but there is plenty of trouble out there. And this is looking really good. What a shot. Perfectly placed right next to the hole. Nudge this one home, finish it up. Good putt. Final par 5 on the backside here at the Wetlands. It's 590 yards.
Which is really a tempting yardage. A good tee shot, perhaps think of reaching the par 5 and 2. But this green well protected by 3 bunkers, 2 on the left side and 1 short right. But fortune favors the brave. At least that's what I was told.
Frank, such an advantage when you can hit that far.
It's not fair.
And from the fairway for his second shot here. Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. Crucial eagle attempt on the way. Always love to hear the sound of the bottom of the cup. Final par 5 on the backside here at the Wetlands, 590 yards. Making our move to the home stretch, the 16th. It's a par 4 and a good one at 455 yards.
And a chance to actually get a good run for the clubhouse because the holes are fairly short coming in. So good drive here. Find the putting surface. Maybe start to roll right here. Rich, there's great drivers of the ball. We've seen Norman, Nicholas over the years, but that there is just excellent. Lovely full turn, plenty of power, and just piped it.
Made it look easy right there, and he's such a good-looking player. When he's dialed in, swinging the way he is right now, just a pleasure to watch.
It's no snack, though.
That was well judged, wasn't it? Here we go at the 17th. It's a par 3, and it takes one good strike. That's what you like about par 3s of this length, Frank. 238 yards. Can't fake it here.
You certainly can't, and that green just shapes a little bit to the player's right. So the best shot to hit in here would be a little draw. And that is also the avenue provided by those two bunkers. One short left and the other one back right.
That's well played. Now a good look at birdie. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Final hole here at the Wetlands Golf and Country Club. It's par 4. It's not a long one, 377 yards. There must be some trouble out there somewhere.
Well, not really if you keep your wits about you. Just position the tee shot. You don't have to hit driver down here. Even a 3-wood's only going to leave a short iron. If you hit your 3-wood, 250, 260 yards, do the maths, it's only 120 yards left. With that, with a scoring club, try and get that inside 10, 15 feet. Finish with a birdie.
But if you stray, then what?
Oh, no. We don't think of straying on this hole. This is the last hole. Got to finish well.
But I'm thinking about gators. Are there gators out there?
Well, there's gator on the menu.
Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on that. Easy birdie.
Oh, yeah, he's made it for a birdie. There you have it. The second round is complete. Another solid effort put together, and it shows on the scorecard.
And after 2 rounds, you really start to see not only who's playing well, but who's consistent.
EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live third-round coverage of the BioWare Classic.
Oh, it's perfect. That is a huge opening tee shot.
Playing his second shot here at the par 5. In the bunker, still with a chance for an up and down. Great professionals, Frank, they don't fear the greenside bunker shot, do they?
No, because you can be as aggressive or as conservative as you want. You actually have far more options. And you don't have to hit the ball first.
On the green, and a chance for birdie here on the first hole. Birdie here yesterday. This putt again for birdie. And he has it.
A good putt redeems all.
On to the second hole, par 3 of 225 yards. Good hole, Frank.
It certainly is, and the two bunkers, one left and one right, they remind you where not to go, but they don't really encroach on the green. So, stay with a positive attitude on that tee and you'll find that green is plenty big enough.
Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Well, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot. Chance for back-to-back.
Everybody loves him. Birdie on the card. We're at the third hole now at the Wetlands. It's a par 4, 460 yards. Frank, you watched the Web.com Tour event down here, and what'd you see when the young bombers came to this hole?
Oh, this is a hole they just love, Rich. You know, it's flat, it's long, and it's straight, so they just tee it up, aim it straight at the green, hit it as hard as they can. And some of these guys were just going in with an 8 or a 9 iron. It's quite amazing. And, of course, when you go with an 8 or a 9 iron into this hole...
Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. Put a birdie on the card here yesterday, don't forget. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. He's made it. Fairly straightforward par 4 now. The third at the Wetlands is 460 yards straight away.
It is 460 yards. It can be chopped down a lot of different ways. 300-yard tee shot, and it's only 160. But if you're a mere mortal, 280, 180, the hole becomes that much longer, that much harder.
That will be a great look at birdie. Shouldn't be a problem here. Good look now at the fifth hole here at the Wetlands, par 5, and it's a good one, 635 yards. Excellent start off the tee. That's a great way to begin this hole. Looks like he's going to have a go at it here at the par 5, his second shot. That was a big, bold strike, and now a chance for a big, bold move. Putt for eagle coming up. Oh, hello there. Really nice putt. On to the par 4 sixth here at the Wetlands. And Frank, how does that water factor into the way you play this hole?
It bisects this fairway beautifully, Rich. 233 yards to the run out on the first section of fairway. And that might be worth considering for the short hitters. To try and flash it across the narrowest part of those wetlands, 276 yards. And of course, the more horsepower you got, actually the easier this tee shot becomes.
Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot. Well, that's how you play the game right there. Knock it on the green and give yourself a good look at birdie. This hole's been good to him. Birdie yesterday, and trying for another one today. Came to the putt excited to make birdie. Now, settle for par.
Yeah, a little change in the attitude right now. When you've let one go, you've got to really knuckle down there and make sure you don't drop a shot. It's important this one goes in.
In for par. Frank, now we get a crack at another par 5. The 7th is 592 yards.
And certainly reachable, especially with a tee shot that follows the shape of this fairway, which is slightly to the left. Good tee shot, you can get home. And those bunkers, if anything, are nicely placed on that left side of the green, actually to protect a shot that goes too far or too left.
Can't ask for much more here at the 7th. He has hit a good one.
Second shot.
This could be a good one. Couldn't have done much better than that. An eagle is very possible. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Simple, solid, and he'll take it.
But one that you need to make.
On to the 8th. It's a par 3, 203 yards. What's going on here, Frank?
Interesting par 3, really. It looks anything other than a straightaway hole. That bunker short of this green gives you like an optical illusion. You think it's lapping up with the front of this green, but there's actually sort of 3 or 4 yards before you get to the putting surface. A little bit of a drop-off behind this green, and it narrows out the deeper the green gets. So, tricky little par 3.
Not a gimme, but well within his range. So the dominant performance continues.
Yeah, we're watching 2 tournaments right now, the one at the top and the rest.
The 9th hole, Frank, is a muscular par 5, 621 yards.
You see why length is a huge advantage of this golf course, just under 7,700 yards. This hole here, another example, good tee shot, perhaps think of going for the par 5 and 2, but great collection of 3 bunkers that sort of annoy you with your layup there. Got to make sure you avoid all of those to leave yourself a nice little wedge shot in here if you can't reach it in 2.
But this one has a chance to be really good. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. The bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Chance to close out the front side here with a birdie. 8-foot putt here. Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie. And what a day it's been. Just a superb performance on the front side. He's hoping to keep it going here on the back 9, Frank.
The game is so much easier when you're swinging well, putts are going in. Really, you've just got to keep out of your own way.
Good-looking shot right here. Just a pure strike and a perfect result. He'll have a good look at birdie now. Birdie here yesterday, trying to do it again today. And that one drops for a birdie. Par 4 11th hole, 443 yards. Frank, what's the best way to play it?
Nice straight drive off the tee, then really reduces this par 4 to size. Then those bunkers short and left don't really cause an issue. The green's a little tiny though, but even if you miss the green a little bit on the right side, it's a relatively simple chip.
Outstanding tee shot.
Yeah, ball sitting up. You don't have to worry about the wind or anything there. You just take a full-blooded cut at the second shot from here.
Beautiful shot. That is tight.
Unbelievable. That is one to savor for the rest of the round.
This one just requires a little bit of focus.
Solid stroke there, no sign of nerves on that.
Stepping up to the tee at the first par 5 on this back 9. It's the 12th, and it is 576 yards.
Yeah, this hole bends to the right, opposite direction to what 11 does. A good tee shot, and you can actually think about reaching this par 5 and 2, but anything around the front or front left, still going to leave a relatively simple pitch shot. So when you stand on that tee, think of birdie at least here.
Caught that one flush, Frank. That was beautiful.
What was the movie again? Dead, solid, perfect.
Right in the heart of the fairway. Green light special. Strong winds have been a factor all day here, Frank. What's the key to scoring low in conditions like this?
Well, sometimes you've almost got to make the ball go to ground. You've just got to keep it out of those high breezes, play away from the trouble.
This hole really sets up well for the player. Birdie yesterday, and a chance for another one today. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. What a tremendous display of golf this has been. Now to the par 4 13th. Frank, what are the options here?
Well, another straight one required here, Rich. It's 450. It's not overly long in today's standard, but still, that fairway widens up where the longer hitters will actually hit. And bunkers, once again, short of a green. So as long as you can fly that second shot to at least the front of the green, then they really do not come into play.
Second shot. Good look at the green. Not terrible, but not his best.
Outside chance, really, for birdie, but really, it was a rather poor approach shot. You'd like that one again.
That's only a
2-putt. Well done.
Did the job right there. Moving on to the tricky 14th here at the Wetlands. It's 204 yards, but there is plenty of trouble out there. And this is looking really good. Midway through this back 9, could use this birdie here at the 14th. Getting set now over the putt. Well, there's an opportunity wasted.
Just knocking in for a par, and let's forget about this one. Golf is not about perfect, but it's going to hurt the course.
Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Final par 5 on the backside here at the Wetlands, 590 yards. The last par 5 on this golf course is the 15th. It's 590 yards. You think, Frank, this is the time to be aggressive?
Certainly is. Longer hitters must be licking their chops on this par 5. 300-plus yard tee shot, you can definitely get home. Shorter hitters, just set it up for a nice wedge shot. But if you are going to go at this par 5 and 2, well protected by those 3 bunkers.
Set for his next shot from a good position in the fairway. This is a good-looking shot. That one was running so hot. Slight waggle, relaxed arms, ready to go. Frank, the handicap system in golf really is the great equalizer, isn't it?
Yeah, there's no sport like it. I can't imagine going to Wimbledon and playing, sort of Djokovic or Federer or, playing NFL with Peyton Manning. But, the beauty of golf, we can go out on the golf course. We decide what our handicaps are on the first tee. You decide who's going to get strokes, and then off you go and play. And you play on a level playing field. .315.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
What a display of shot making this has been, Frank.
That incredible approach shot there. The easiest of birdies coming up.
And he has it for birdie. Here we go at the 17th. It's a par 3, and it takes one good strike. That's what you like about par 3s of this length, Frank. 238 yards. Can't fake it here.
You certainly can't, and that green just shapes a little bit to the player's right. So the best shot to hit in here would be a little draw. And that is also the avenue provided by those two bunkers. One short left and the other one back right.
Really in control of this hole. Birdie yesterday and another opportunity on the way. And getting ready for the putt. Always love to hear the sound of the bottom of the cup. Well, this is it, Frank, the 18th hole. And on paper, it looks like you can get this one. You can make a birdie because it's only 377 yards.
You're exactly right, Rich. Just a nice drive. Doesn't even have to be a driver here. It's going to set you up really short iron wedge into this short par 4. And, well, I always like to finish on a birdie. I know you do too, because a little walk to the clubhouse there on the left, maybe a hot dog or a hamburger.
Well, they claim it's a reachable par 4. We haven't seen a whole lot of people do it today. We just saw it right there. Well done. This is a 28-footer. Very well done. Almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
This for another birdie on this hole on the week. There you have it. Round 3 is finished, and it was a good one, Frank.
Yeah, after 3 rounds in, you really could start to see who could take home the trophy when it's all said and done. Great play, though, up until this point. Round 4 should it be an absolute thriller.
EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live final round coverage of the BioWare Classic. That is massive off the tee.
Meters, yards, I don't care how you measure that. That's got to be, what, 300 meters, 325 yards, something like that.
Looks like he's going to have a go at it here at the par 5, his second shot.
Oh, I like that.
That is a green in regulation as the approach shot hits the first green, but he is by no means in for par yet. A lengthy putt coming up. So a good lag putt there, Frank.
Yeah, the whole idea of a lag putt, sometimes you build a 3 or a 4 foot circle. Just try and get it inside that. Good putt. A great start.
Strong par 5 to start, followed by a good par 3. The second hole is 225 yards.
2 bunkers, Rich, when you look at this par 3. In between is a nice corridor. And that's really the line that you want to be looking at going at this par 3. Just thread the gap, and you should safely find the green.
Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on there. Easy birdie.
That finds the bottom of the cup. We'll call that a birdie. The third hole here at the Wetlands is a par 4, 460 yards. Frank, it appears to be a pretty straightforward tee shot.
It is, and actually, Rich, when I was watching the web.com event here, this is where I saw those young, talented players really take advantage of a hole like this. Just ramrod straight. They teed it up and just ripped it down there, and these are the sort of holes they can often make 3 on. Bunkers sort of short, left and right. Plenty of green to work with. Nice, high-flying second shot will be well rewarded here.
Good swing, good shot yet again. Safely aboard. And he has it.
A good putt redeems all.
Wow, check this out, Frank. Par 3 fourth, 250 yards. This is a really cool hole.
It is. You tee off, and that tee shot right across the swampland into a crescent-shaped green. And, of course, it is protected by that bunker that just cuts in. It doesn't give you very much depth on that middle line of the green. So if the pin's in the middle, that's when the hole plays its most difficult.
He takes care of business there.
Solid stroke.
Good look now at the fifth hole here at the Wetlands, par 5, and it's a good one, 635 yards. Now to the fifth hole here at the Wetlands, par 5, 635 yards. A lot going on here, Frank.
The shorter hitters don't really worry about the swampland on the left, because it really only cuts in to worry the longer hitters if you want to try and reach this par 5 and 2. So shorter hitters, 2 good shots, set up a wedge shot. Longer hitters, are you straight enough to hit it into the narrowest part of the fairway? I'm loving that balance.
Put a birdie on the card here yesterday, don't forget. Not a gimme, but well within his range. Par 4 sixth here at the Wetlands, 440 yards and water to deal with.
2 choices here, Rich. Lay it up short of the Wetlands, or, well, chance it, brave enough, tee it up and flash it across the Wetlands. But just a mere short iron into this lengthy par 4.
Frank, that ball's sitting up like it's on plush carpeting.
Rich, if you and I had lies like that every time, we'd still be playing this game for a living.
Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Well, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot.
You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. In the hole for birdie. Here's another scoring opportunity, Frank. A par 5. The 7th is just a shade under 600 yards.
And it bends gently to the left, Rich. Longer hitters can obviously get home, and nothing really to be worrying about with that second shot if you can reach. The Wetlands are well to the right of this hole for the second shot. But if you want to play to the 3-shotter, then that's a very safe, conservative way and really shouldn't cause you any problems whatsoever.
This one has a chance to be close. Can't hide the flagstick from that man. On to the 8th. It's a par 3, 203 yards. What's going on here, Frank?
Interesting par 3, really. It looks anything other than a straightaway hole. That bunker short of this green gives you like an optical illusion. You think it's lapping up with the front of this green. It's actually sort of 3 or 4 yards before you get to the putting surface. A little bit of a drop off behind this green, and it narrows out the deeper the green gets. So a tricky little par 3.
This would be a huge momentum swing. This one's for birdie. He's made it. The ninth hole, Frank, is a muscular par 5, 621 yards.
You see why length is a huge advantage of this golf course, just under 7,700 yards. This hole here, another example, good tee shot. Perhaps think of going for the par 5 and 2, but great collection of 3 bunkers that sort of annoy you with your layup there. Got to make sure you avoid all of those to leave yourself a nice little wedge shot in here if you can't reach it in 2. Should be safely on deck.
Just an excellent shot right there, about 5 feet away. Good chance. Good scoring opportunity. Third shot here at the par 5. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Frank, looking at this par 5 ninth hole, it's 621 yards. I need to make birdie here. What's the best way to go about it?
Well, if you're a long hitter, then there's a chance you can reach this par 5 and 2, Rich. But really the best way to make birdie here, good tee shot, and then contemplate the layup. In between the first 2 bunkers, there's a nice section of fairway, and that's not going to leave you much in for that third shot to a green that's very receptive. So really, birdie can be made the hard way, wedge and a putt.
Terrific golf shot. And now, that for an easy birdie. This one just requires a little bit of focus. Another birdie, and what a day it's been. Par 4 11th hole, 443 yards. Frank, what's the best way to play it?
Nice straight drive off the tee, then really reduces this par 4 to size. Then those bunkers short and left don't really cause an issue. The green's a little tiny though, but even if you miss that green a little bit on the right side, it's a relatively simple chip.
Wow, Frank, look at that one run out. Just blistered that tee shot.
Well, that has to be 325 if it's an inch.
This hole really sets up well for the player. Birdie yesterday, and a chance for another one today. Birdie try again here today. And he has it for birdie. Par 5 12 here at the Wetlands Golf and Country Club is 576 yards. First par 5 on this backside. Good tee shot right in the fairway and plenty long.
Second shot.
Oh, looked like he caught a flyer right there, Frank.
Well, I don't know what he caught, but this is way too much.
Just averted danger right there. So close.
Why does he have all of that?
And this will be a 5-foot putt here.
Well read.
Here we go at the par 4 13th, 452 yards. What's the best angle of attack?
The straight line really is the best way here, like a lot of holes on the golf course. But straight, as we know, is not often easy. Fairway does start to widen up the further out there you get it. So for the longer hitters, this hole actually plays relatively easy. For the shorter hitters in that narrow area, that'll leave you a lengthy second shot where you just might have to bisect the 2 front greenside bunkers.
That should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. Superb shot.
Well, it's as good as it's going to get. There's going to be no worries about making that one. Rich, that just adds insult to injury to the rest of the field. Another birdie, and the gap even wider.
A sensational performance. Good par 3 here at the 14th. It's a little bit more than 200 yards, Frank.
And there's a bunker short. So you've got to fly that coming in there. And if you do miss time one, that's when that body of water to the right really comes into play. Typical Floridian golf, that high-flying, soft-landing tee shot, once again, is the goal.
Now this for birdie came away with par in the previous round. Filling it up today. Beautiful putt. Final par 5 on the backside here at the Wetlands, 590 yards. Well, this one's sweet, Frank.
Super. Oh, that's it. New member of the 300-yard club.
Good poke right there. And from the fairway for his second shot here. Headed for the bunker, I think. We got away with one right there. Just missed that bunker.
Yeah, that looked like it was sand the whole way.
And it makes the green in regulation. Beautifully done. Nice birdie. Moving to the 16th hole here at the Wetlands, 455-yard par 4, and you can see, Frank, that green is heavily guarded.
And consequently, you're really going to have to judge that second shot. Know your yardage, and also good strikes required to safely keep the ball on the putting surface.
Good strike, good lie, good chance to attack the pin. Slight waggle, relaxed arms, ready to go. Frank, this really is kind of a good lesson. You and I had said earlier that it looked gloomy, but you dig in, you keep fighting, and something good happens.
You have to credit his composure.
Par 3 17th, Frank, it's 238 yards.
There's still a chance for birdie here, though. Green shape's a little bit to the player's right, so a nice high draw coming in here. Even finding the middle of the putting surface will give you a chance to putt to really any position on this green.
That is how it's done, right there. What an approach shot. Getting set now over the putt. Continues to roll it very well all day long. Well, this is it, Frank, the 18th hole, and on paper it looks like you can get this one. You can make a birdie because it's only 377 yards.
You're exactly right, Rich. Just a nice drive. Doesn't even have to be a driver here. It's going to set you up really short iron wedge into this short par 4. And I always like to finish on a birdie. I know you do too, because a little walk to the clubhouse there on the left, maybe a hot dog or a hamburger.
Second shot. Good look at the green. Well, Frank, obviously way too much club there.
You've got to think something like that, or at least misread the wind. This is never going to sit down.
Wow, lucky break right there, Frank.
Well, that's what everyone else is going to say, except him.
In the words of the legendary basketball announcer Marv Albert, from way downtown, yes! Final hole here at the Wetlands Golf and Country Club. It's par 4. It's not a long one, 377 yards. There must be some trouble out there somewhere.
Well, not really if you keep your wits about you. Just position the tee shot. You don't have to hit driver down here. Even a 3-wood's only going to leave a short iron. If you hit your 3-wood 250, 260 yards, do the maths, it's only 120 yards left. With that, with a scoring club, try and get that inside 10, 15 feet. Finish with a birdie.
But if you stray, then what?
Oh, no. We don't think of straying on this hole. This is the last hole. Got to finish well.
But I'm thinking about gators. Are there gators out there?
Well, there's gator on the menu.
This is EA Sports. PGA Tour coverage coming up next. Today it's live opening round coverage of the Career Builder Challenge. Excellent opening tee shot. That ball's right in the fairway. Frank, what's the player facing now with this approach shot here at the first?
Well, Rich, that tee shot looked like a draw off the tee. The second shot, because of that bunker just short right of that green, suits the cut coming in here.
Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of it. And with that birdie, moving into the top 20 on the leaderboard. To the second hole now, par 4, only 371 yards. Frank, what do players need to look out for off the tee?
It's really a layup hole here. No need to hit driver down there. The biggest bunker in the distance there is about 300 yards. You have to avoid that. Nothing wrong with hitting an iron or even a hybrid off this.
Oh, look out, Frank. Where's this one headed?
This is definitely rough, Rich, off the tee.
Oh, no, look out, Frank. I think he flushed that one.
Oh, this is going.
Oh, without a doubt. That will be on the highlight reel later tonight. Excellent shot. Frank, Pete Dye certainly gives you a variety of holes, and we see that. Granted, 3 par 4s to start, but each one with a different look.
They certainly are, Rich, and it's amazing what one good bunker will do. And the bunker I'm referring to is the one down the left side. It's about 285 yards to carry. It's the sort of bunker that keeps you honest.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on there. Easy birdie.
Just 5 feet left.
What a birdie. Now just a handful of players in contention.
Action is underway, and we'll take you out to hole number 4. Frank, this is a very nice start to the round. Couple of birdies on the scorecard, looks extremely solid.
Yeah, looks well poised actually to have a very good round today.
Regarded as a very accurate player, that shot says it all. Frank, this would be a nice way to jumpstart the round.
Yeah, his momentum can quickly go in the right direction if he makes this.
So they'll tap in.
That's a good par there, Rich.
Well, here we are at the 5th hole, a 535-yard par 5 for the long-hitting professionals. Frank, certainly not a long test. What is the challenge here on this hole?
It's another example of great design by Pete Dye. He'll give you the trouble on the left on the tee shot, and then he moves the trouble to the right on the second shot.
Yards away. Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. That was a big, bold strike, and now a chance for a big, bold move. Putt for eagle coming up. This is a pretty good performance right here. 6 under for the tournament. Frank, a long par 3 here at the 6th, 255 yards. Club selection obviously is crucial.
Yeah, and length is very important here. Something that can fly high and land soft is obviously going to make that green play a little bit bigger. If you get a breeze off the right or left to right into, this hole becomes very challenging.
No problems there. Really good approach shot. And now, good look at birdie. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. I thought that was in.
Yeah, it looked good. I mean, line, pace, it's hard to be critical of that.
He needs this for par. Continues to hold that sizable lead on the rest of the field. Frank, if you want to play this game at the highest level, and no doubt our players do, you have to sort of be tactical. Will you break down shots or break down a hole? How would you break down this hole? in a very smart way.
Yeah, I know what you're getting at there. A lot of people would think 350 yards, you could bash a driver down there, you'd finish up in trouble. Well, the way to be aggressive on a strategic hole is to just put the first one in play in a position where you can attack with the second. And there's no shame in that. You can still walk off here more days than often than not with a 3.
We just saw a player in total control of what he's doing. Didn't miss a green in regulation all day long. Has it down to 7 under for the tournament. Well, Frank, here at the par 5 8th, 559 yards. Looks as though the player's getting a break from the water, but there is some trouble out there.
Yeah, there certainly is bunkering both on the left and the right. Once again, though, par 5s are always an opportunity for the longer hitter. Even if you stray a little offline, then it just becomes a free shotter like it is for everybody else. Rich, now's the time to knuckle down. I know things haven't gone right up to this point, but really, this is where you can still get something out of it. Just give yourself that opportunity. You're good enough.
Beauty of golf, Frank. One good strike comes off the center of the bat, one good result, and you begin to feel differently about things. Frank, that is how it's done.
Yeah, take a gross of those. That is a lesson in itself.
And now a chance for eagle. You may have lost track at home, but we're keeping count. And that is 9 under for the day. Finishing out the front 9 with a pretty difficult par 4. Again, water down that right side. That is massive off the tee.
Meters, yards, I don't care how you measure that. That's got to be what? 300 meters, 325 yards, something like that. And there's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
Really good distance control there, playing well to his strengths. Not a gimme, but well within his range. Really starting to shine, moves to 10 under for the tournament. Excellent front side, trying to keep it going here on the second 9.
He's just playing beautifully, hitting so many good shots, giving himself so many opportunities. Can he keep it going?
In the fairway here at the 10th, nice way to start off the back 9. Now the second shot here at 10. Beautiful shot. That is tight.
Unbelievable. That is one to savor for the rest of the round.
Setting himself up for a good weekend, the Wiley golf instructor makes his birdie. Well, we've arrived at our third par 5 of the day here at PGA West. It is the 11th. It is nicknamed, appropriately, Eternity. 617 yards. That's a good start to the hole, right down the middle. Nice position, short grass, second shot. Get down, lay down. Wow, lucky break right there, Frank.
Well, that's what everyone else is going to say, except him.
Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Now at the long par 5 11. They call it Eternity with good reason. It is 617 yards. Frank, what's the game plan here?
Hit it as long as you can, hopefully only a couple of times, and you can get fairly close to this green. A little pitch up there, but even if you go for this green or try and get close, that's when you start to notice the water that comes in on the left side. So you can't just bash away. Might only be a couple of bunkers in play off the tee, but they have to be avoided.
On the green, and a chance for birdie. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Very well done. Almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
So a tester from 4 feet. Good effort and good par putt. Now teeing off here at the par 3, 13th. This is a good-looking shot. Well, that's how you play the game right there. Knock it on the green and give yourself a good look at birdie.
It's no snack, though.
Jeez, that one just blew past the hole. It's actually on the fringe right now. Oh, what an incredible shot. Frank, what's the best way to make 3 here at this 389-yard par 4 14th?
I'm not sure, really. I know there's 2 definitive options, hitting it down the left or carrying over the bunker. And I think that's another example of Pete Dye. There's one of those holes you never really know if you've made the right play until you finish the hole.
Long drive, but a bad lie.
Wicked.
Shot now from the rough. Frank, what's he facing?
Well, the lie first and foremost. If it's sitting down, then obviously you're not going to get a very good contact. Nothing wrong with coming up a little bit short of the green. Problem is turning one mistake into another.
Frank, not close, but from that lie, not bad.
Oh, that's excellent. Seriously, given the conditions, Rich.
Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie, and what a day it's been. Par 4 15th, measuring in at 468 yards.
Oh, beautiful swing, and the result is every bit as good.
That's an absolute tracer right there. In the fairway, and well over 320 yards. That is an exceptional shot on the green and in position for a birdie.
Yeah, it's formality now.
Didn't think this was possible, but 15 under par already. This is the second par 5 at PGA West of 600 or more yards. The 16th is a pretty good test. Well, that was a beautiful drive, Frank. Really good position to take advantage.
Sitting up beautifully in the fairway.
Oh, looked like he caught a flyer right there, Frank.
Well, I don't know what he caught, but this is way too much.
Just averted danger right there. So close.
Why does he have all the luck?
What an opportunity. A putt for eagle. Just sensational golf, and he finishes it off with an eagle. So, Frank, you arrive on the tee box. What are you thinking here as you look out at the hole they call Alcatraz? Par 3 17th at 168 yards.
Well, we've seen it all here, Rich, from that hole-in-one that Lee Trevino had in the Skins game all the way back in 1987 to people splashing away left, right, and center. No advice here. You can see what's in front of you.
Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man. Doing what needs to be done. You need to make him from that distance. Well, here we are at 18. It's a par 4, only 439 yards, but again, we've said it all day long. Water to deal with.
It's a great driving hole here, Rich. You don't necessarily have to hit driver. There's 3 groups of bunkers that are really in play off the tee shot. It's the one in the middle. It's around 290 yards. That's the one you really have to focus on. For stronger players, there's nothing wrong with hitting 3-wood off the tee there. You're still only going to have a shot of 150, 160 yards. Whichever way you look at it, it's something that you think you can find the fairway with.
This one just requires a little bit of focus.
Rich, in that great opportunity, name on top of the leaderboard. It is only round one.
Good place to be.